Hi, I'm Dave Lynch, Northwestern University.
Craig Reynolds, University of Michigan.
We're here today to talk about PI transfers, outgoing PIs. There are a number of considerations, and the way to deal with any PI transfer is really from the bottom up, from the departmental level through the school up through the institution.
So, at the departmental level, one of the first things that you're going to want to do is create a checklist to make sure that you are covering all of the issues that need to be addressed. You might want to check with your central office to see if they have a process and a checklist that you can follow. But there are a number of issues that you'll want to resolve. First, when you'll hear from your PI that they want to transfer an award, or they've left for another institution or plan to. First thing, check with the chair to make sure that the awards that that PI has can be transferred and that the institution is willing to do so. Next, you want to look at the award terms and conditions to make sure that whatever the requirements are for closing out an award, transferring institutions, changing PIs, that you have all of those rules and regulations in your pocket and are ready to move forward with those. And then when you get down to the nitty-gritty, there are a whole lot of things that you need to take care of from the departmental perspective. You want to make sure before you ever relinquish the award, because this is your leverage, you want to make sure that all of your expenditures have hit, that any of the lagging expenditures have been taken care of, recharges, animal charges, things like that. You want to take a look at staff. So do you have any reduction in force issues that might require an advance notice that the institution is going to have to cover salaries? Graduate students, for example, are they going with the PI, or are they staying at your own institution? And if so, who's going to be the mentor and who's going to pay for those student expenses? You'll have equipment issues. What's the disposition of the equipment? And is it going to the new institution or is it staying? If so, make sure that you're in touch with your Office of Property Control or Property Disposition. You'll have intellectual property issues. Perhaps there are patents or licenses at work that might restrict the ability of your PI to use that work at a new institution, so make sure you're coordinating with tech transfer. Similarly, you'll have material transfer agreements where there's incoming material that you'll want to make sure the institution has permission to transfer the rights to practice with that, mouse strain, for example, at a new institution. What kind of IP considerations are bound up in the PI's work? That's an important consideration to work with OTT. You need to make sure that effort gets certified before people leave. That's a big issue. The list goes on, but work with your central offices especially to check every box before you actually give central the okay to relinquish the award.
There are always two sides. There's the PI request, but there are also business requirements. Make sure that with PI requests that those have cleared some type of a business review as well. Because while a PI may want to take computers with them because they've been using it in their research program for the last 2 years, your IT staff may need those and redeploy them into other areas. So make sure that with each one of the items that Craig's mentioned, you're looking at a business need also.
Yeah, record retention and data storage, I forgot to mention, but that's a big issue as well for outgoing PIs. So making sure that your institution keeps the original copies of all data and records. And there's a cost associated many times with the storage and stewardship of data. And part of the conversation you have with the PI is also talking about these lagging costs that the institution will continue to incur after he or she has left the institution. Who's going to cover those? Are there discretionary funds, or is the department willing to pick that up through whatever means in order to keep the institution compliant with all of the requirements of maintaining records?
Don't bury Uncle Louie in a rented tuxedo, because you're going to have to keep paying those bills. Anyway, the important thing is when you get notified that a PI wants to leave your institution, is get their resignation first. You've got to get that in writing. That starts the process. Do all the things that Craig talked about in the middle, and then at the very end of the process, relinquish the grant if that's what your institution has decided.
Good luck. It's not the easiest job in the world, but it's a really important one.
Thank you.
What a